I'm not sure how many people actually know what our mission is. How many people knew that? Yeah, okay, nobody. So good that we talk about it. Again, what we set out to do is we want to give technical people the powers of 10x developers. Like what does it mean? Especially like what can a 10x developer do? Like a 10x developer is something that can do something that normal developers cannot do in the end. They can build systems that are much more scalable, systems that are much more secure. They can move much faster. Like a lot of the stuff you literally get built into n8n. Like if you think about it, building an agent. Like you click agent, it's there. And you say, hey, now I want an LLM, it's there. Vector store, there. It's like, and the stuff, all of the problems that you normally arise in this kind of process, that we kind of abstracted away for people. You don't have to worry about those things. You just actually think about the things that actually matter in the things that you want to create. Our vision, I think, again, to be the default AI orchestration platform. Again, like there's different parts quite important for that. Just talked about it with George a little bit, with what is really at the core, and it was always is the community. Like, again, that is what created like the amazing growth over the last 7-8 months. And it's the reason why all of your people are here. And this, I think, is the reason why we're going to keep on being successful. It's like, I think it's also what I think is missing in a lot of other products. Actually, quite surprised, like when you're here, like the kind of level of excitement people are having. People shouldn't have that about an automation tool. Like it's an AI platform, but people are super excited. And why they're excited? Because other people are excited, they get a lot of value out of it. Like it creates value for them. They see the value they create for others. Like they feel empowered. And that is the thing that you get out of n8n. And I think it is, again, why we always stay true to the community. Honestly, it's quite sad to see sometimes like there's some news out there and people assume like the worst things out there. That just want to clarify, like we're not selling, like we're not thinking just about money and things like that. We really want to make sure n8n becomes successful in the long term. So we're not selling out. We're not getting bought by I don't know who. Like we are here to stay. So it's at the center. Apart from that, again, what was always the amazing thing about n8n was separated us is you can really build this kind of very complex systems. I think n8n was also about power and flexibility. That's why I guess you all love it, because what you see with most low-code, no-code platforms is like you start, they seem like amazing in the beginning, and then you start to build something more complex, you're almost there, and then you realize, hey, actually like 20% are missing, and you realize this 20%, they're almost impossible. Like all the time you saved before, it's like, hey, see how fast I was. You kind of pay back 10x because this flexibility part is missing. And n8n, like from the very beginning, we always focus about flexibility and power. Has the disadvantage is obviously you have a steeper learning curve, which people mention a lot online. But again, like what we're winning there is exactly that. Like I'm totally okay. People have a little bit harder time in the beginning if it means like they never hit this kind of glass ceiling. Again, horizontal by design is like where you get the most value from a product like n8n is very similar to code. It's like there's like for every vertical where there's a huge opportunity, you have a vertical product. And obviously a vertical product is going to be amazing for this one vertical. But again, as soon as similar as before, like if you have like something that's less standard, or like have something that's more encompassing, or then you need like a horizontal tool, especially like in our SaaS world where you have like 1 million tools, but especially also AI, but it's also becoming more fragmented over time. I think again, that's where we kind of see again similar to code, and it's low code platform. It's like we are very similar to code to get the most value out of it by being flexible and kind of being able to integrate everything and not just being focus on one single use case. How do you make sure that people get a lot of value out of it, and how actually can we make sure how to build a sustainable company? People are obviously willing to pay the most money if they're not just automating something that can break anytime they don't care. Like you get real value when people automate things that are very mission critical for them. It's like say, hey, if anything goes down, like it's the worst nightmare. Like that is the kind of use cases you want to have. You want to have that are complex and they're at the center of what the companies are building. We just had a CTO dinner yesterday. Like there was a CTO there who literally the whole backend was built with n8n. Like it was not code, it was all n8n workflows. And that's amazing. Like that's as mission critical as it can get. It's obviously where we want to go. And also they get a lot of value out of it again because they could move so much faster, get many other advantages out of it rather than building code. So again, what we want to own is this kind of this whole end-to-end, like build, deploying, collaborate, and honestly in the long term, we want to have other plans we talk about another time. Obviously, like what you see here is amazing. Like we have 1.5 million weekly active workflows right now out there. I mean, it's like wanted to have things that create value for people that save between minutes and hours of work. Like a lot of value gets created out there, and you can see it's accelerating. It seems like we're really seeing a lot of growth and adoption. Again, a lot of value being created these days through n8n. I think that's, again, especially since December, like it's quite sad. If you look at the graph, it looks like we have been doing nothing the last years till January. But actually, if you zoom in, actually we have been growing nicely. But just like the kind of scale and kind of the magnitude of change really kind of accelerated a lot. But now I think that's actually one of the most amazing things. I actually think the graph is potentially even wrong. It's wrong because we are like at over 130,000 GitHub stars these days. Like we're definitely like one of the top 41 or something on GitHub. If we actually remove all the products that kind of our project got started like long before us, like we are really one of the top products out there. And I think that's amazing to see like how much things accelerated, especially in the last 9 months. Again, obviously, thanks to all of you. A little bit about what we're doing actually right now. Maybe also one important thing to mention here. It's like, I think a lot of people are always worried. It's like, hey, we investing all of this resources into enterprise and we're kind of forgetting the community. Honest and upfront about this, like we have 70% of our engineers work literally on free features. Only 30% of our engineers are working on enterprise features. We're always going to keep on investing very heavily into our free offering. Why do we do that? Because literally everything we invest in our free offering helps everybody. It helps all of you, but also all of our enterprise customers. Everything we build for enterprise helps only a subset. That's why obviously it's kind of a split makes quite a lot of sense. Obviously AI is always at front and center now at n8n. One thing is like what we'll actually have the first version online right now is like text to workflow, like think vibe coding for workflows. Like honestly, like there's still, it's not perfect. We're rolling out slowly right now on cloud onto a small user base, but actually like it should hopefully make all of your lives much easier moving forward. So I mean like heavily at first adding AI to the product. The next time is obviously around orchestration, like multi-agent is a big thing. Honestly, we could have moved a little bit faster than hindsight. And obviously like integration is obviously front and center about n8n. It's like that's the thing that really makes us stand out, that you can all of you move faster, not having to worry about creating an HTTP request node and figuring out the APIs. The last part I already talked about is like really making sure like when people actually kind of deploy this kind of mission critical use cases, they can actually be 100% sure that it actually keeps on working. Like if you update the LLM, if you change your prompt because you want to fix it for one use case, like things like evaluation is like actually is what at the center there. This is actually what we see here. We just launched honestly the first MVP version, I think a month ago. Right now it's still very MVP. Other versions already like in the making, they kind of allow you kind of move even faster. Like the current version, for example, works via Google Sheets. Moving forward, you can have the whole experience, and at the end is going to be much more powerful. One of the most important things, like I think that's very often one of the features people are not as excited about as they should be, but that's exactly what you need. Like you when you build AI features, like if you wrote code in the past, you wouldn't have, like if you didn't write tests, it was not great, but you survived. If you don't have evaluations in AI, like if you don't have evaluations, you have no idea if it's still what worked yesterday still works tomorrow. But the smallest change can mess everything up. So evaluations is really this kind of this unsung hero where we're actually going to talk more about later in the demo. People already could create their own nodes. It was a nice thing. The bad thing was that they were not available on cloud. It's like people created literally thousands of nodes, but they were not available to all the people that use our cloud solution. Now, finally, we obviously have them available there, and we're kind of releasing more and more literally, I think, every week right now. And the amazing thing what's happening right now is not just like our community is creating those nodes, like now like the biggest organizations on the world, they want to be on our platform because they get a lot of value out of it. It means like this organization create these nodes, they support them and obviously make sure that you all have the best experience out there. Have a very large and growing community. Like this one is one event of many. Like actually one of the first ones was in Berlin 1.5 months ago, our n8n Fest. Really amazing to see like how many people showed up here. We definitely want to keep on going there and kind of create many more events like ourselves and with our amazing ambassadors out there that create literally events all around the world and in the most amazing locations. So please keep on participating and stay updated where the next event is, that you don't have to travel for like, I don't know, 14 hours or whatever. And obviously we are in the US right now. Like we are opened our office right now. Just now, that's why I'm actually here. Yeah, we have amazing one. What we always saw, like the US market grew definitely slightly faster than the European market. It was amazing to see, especially because the people in the US had a very bad experience because our people were only based in Europe. Means that there is a huge opportunity there, and this now is really excited about it. Being here, like having people of our team literally be stationed here and being able to kind of interact with all of you more, interact with our enterprise customers more, and kind of going from now kind of the East Coast later in a few months to a year over to the East Coast as well, and kind of really finally capturing all the excitement that is here and all the opportunity. And the next thing is obviously there are quite a few people that, obviously it's quite new to n8n. Like Emma is obviously kind of starting this kind of sessions right now. We can have like different locations on the 8th of October as well in New York. Make sure to participate there. Education, as mentioned before, like we have always the problem that people having a hard time getting started. Obviously, education is becoming much more important. We're kind of working on different efforts there. We actually have Liam here as well, who is actually working on it to making sure it gets released as soon as possible.